I beat Justin. I started writing my sermonette at about 11:30 last night, an hour later. So it's a little scatterbrained, just bear with me. But I'm going to start. A friend of mine asked me a question a few days ago, and he's not really a big churchgoer. He was asking me about church and my experiences in church, and he asked me, why do you believe in God? And I seriously was at such a loss for words. I had no idea. I don't know. I didn't know why I believed. I didn't know what to say, to someone. And I went and asked somebody else, Aline. I asked Aline, and I hope it's okay that I'm referencing her. I said, why do you believe in God? And she said, it's just a good feeling. It sits right in me. I feel it. I feel just something good about it. And I began thinking a lot about that and what I could say to my friend. Why do I believe in God? My answer is pretty much the same. And I can make up excuses saying it's because I was raised that way or because I've always gone to church, but that's not why I believe in God. I believe in God because it's a good feeling. There's something just feels really right about it. And the part that feels most right to me is that God will always pull through. He really is the shepherd and we are the sheep. He's always calling us to come back. It's like the little kid that runs away from home, and then as soon as he gets to the end of the street, he realizes how awful his life would be without his family. So then he runs back home because he feels empty. The child just feels like, I need to be there. And I think I'm kind of like the kid who's always running away because you just want to get out of anything that's complicated or anything that's hard to do, which is faith. I mean, faith is hard. But no matter how far away, whether it's just down the street or it's really, really far away from God, that you run, I always come back. And no matter how long I'm away, I always come back because I don't feel right without faith in my life, without God in my life. It just feels empty and wrong without it. Without faith, I would not have that feeling of everything being in order. I think everybody can say the same. Every time that the most chaotic and stressful times in your life, think about it, are the times when you've kind of lost God in the mix of things. And God is there to help you sort those things out. And then, some of us realize, and I'm guilty of this, that God is there to help us fill our cup, so to speak, and help us out with things, but we're just too afraid or ashamed to go back because we think the things that we've done will make us unworthy of His love, or unworthy of anything that He has to offer us. And we become so ashamed to go back because we don't want to let Him down. We don't want Him to know that we've been in a bad place. And I'm actually going to quote my favorite band, Moravian, and it's from a song called I Still Hate Consequences. When I got tired of running from you, I stopped right there to catch my breath. Your words, they caught my ears. You said, I miss you, son, come home. We get so tired of running around, running away from God because we're so ashamed of going back. And finally, when we go back, we become so surprised that He's just willing to take us back. He's so willing to do that. And another quote from the Line K, I so hate consequences because running from you is what my best defense is. I hate these consequences because I know that I let you down, and I don't want to deal with that. But I think the thing that we're missing is that God does want to deal with that. He wants to take you back. He doesn't care where you've been. He doesn't care what you've been doing. He wants you to come back. He wants you to come home because He misses you. And no matter how far away you run, no matter how long you're gone, He'll always be there. He is truly the shepherd, constantly calling us back as His sheep. And one more quote from Line K, because I don't want you to know where I am, because then you'll see my heart in the saddest state it's ever been. Our hearts might be in a very sad state, but God wants to fix that. He wants us to come back so He can help us get out of that. He's not going to be angry with us. He's constantly calling us home like a shepherd to sheep. He wants to make us pure. His never-ending love will always be there when we decide to follow His call. It will always be there. He wants to be there for us, to comfort us, to lead us in the right direction, to to restore our souls and make us pure.